All right. So a rotation is a transformation that turns a figure about a fixed point. And if it doesn't tell you which way, you assume it to be counterclockwise, which if you picture a clock, that's not what I wanted to do. It's going around this way. I don't know why that didn't work. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to see what I can do here. Forget all this stuff for 1 minute. I wish this was blank and the teacher didn't write on it, but that's okay. We can do it. We can do it. Let's take a look at a point. Just watch me for 1 minute. I'm going to draw a coordinate plane. Just watch. And I'm going to plot the point 3, 2. This is the point 3, 2. Is everyone okay with that? All right. Yeah, just watch. I said, is everybody okay with that? All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try something to do really difficult. I don't know if I can do it. Picture this point, 3, 2. What quadrant is it in right now? 1. If I physically take this point, see this going this way, and I take it and I turn the whole thing in this direction, what quadrant will that be in? It'll be in 2, right? It'll come over here. What point do you think that'll be, just based on taking the point 3, 2 and turning the whole thing to the left? What point do you think that will be, Quinn? It's going to go this way. I think it's going to be -2, 3. No? No? Yeah. It's going to be -2, 3. If you take it and you just turn it this way, it's going to end up in the second quadrant, back 2, up 3. Take a look at this point down here, 4, 5. Over 4, up 5. We're going to take this quadrant and turn it to the left, counterclockwise. That means my 5, I'm going to go back -5, up 4. Okay? How many people find that really hard to picture? I don't know if you're like me, but I'm a rule memorizer. So here's what I do. I say to myself, some people like to picture it. It's not me. I say to myself, okay, I always start with the point XY. You with me? Everyone's okay with that, right? If I'm going to rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees, just one turn, I'm going to flip the X and the Y and negate the first. So I'm going to flip them so the Y's in front, and I'm going to negate the Y. I'm going to write those words. Flip and negate the first. That gives me a -5, and I just push the 4 back. Okay? Now, starting from this new point, if I take it from the second quadrant and I turn it again, what quadrant is it in? It's in 3. Everything's negative in 3. I got to go back and I got to go down. So I'm going to take that point and I'm going to flip them so the X is out front, push the -Y back, and negate the first. Flip and negate the first. So now I have -X, -Y. Easton, you better be paying attention, are you? Yep. Okay. Then, if I'm going to turn it again, so now I'm turning it 90, 180, 270, what quadrant am I in? The fourth. Everything in the fourth is positive, negative. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to flip them so that they're negative y, negative x, and negate the first. So I'm going to have positive y, negative x. So flip and negate the first. Negate means take the negative of it.
So flip, so like x, y, y, x.
Yep.
Negate is make it
Negative, yes.
But the first, that's x is second.
Say it again.
Before the flip.
Right here. If I flip those, I get negative y, negative x, right?
I was just using the bottom one as an example. X, y. Flip it to make it y, x.
You flip this. These are going in a pattern down. That's how I do it. I go, all right, I start with x, y. One turn gives me this. From here, I turn it again. It gives me this. From here, I turn it again. It gives me this.
So negative x, negative y. So
Yes.
Flip it.
That means it's negative y, negative x, and then I take the negative of negative y, which is positive. The opposite of
Negative y.
is really positive.
Did you ever change the operation of the first?
Yes. Yes. You only change the sign of the first. So let's try and live with this for a few minutes, okay? Let's just try and live with it.
Wait.
Because I want to use it.
No, why are we?
Why are we what? Let's just do a few. You want to write this down first? Let's do a few first, and then we can go back and write it down. Nope. Everybody let's just live with this for a minute. Ready? Give the coordinates, you do have to listen, of negative 7, 3 after rotating the given number of degrees. The first thing I noticed is it did not tell me which way to rotate, which means it's a counterclockwise. Counterclock. All right? Now, I have to know the rules. So I'm going to make myself a little chart. All right? I can go 90, 180, 270. Agreed? That's how we turn. All right. We always start XY. So when I when I turn 90, I'm going to flip these and negate the first. That's the rule. I'm going to start with this one now, and I'm going to flip these and negate the first. And now I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to flip these, and I'm going to negate the first. This is the rule. So now, if I want to take the point negative 7, 3, and rotate it 90 degrees, I'm going to use this rule. I've written them all out because that helps my brain. So I'm going to take the y and move it to the front and make it negative. And then I'm just going to take the x and move it back.
So in the first 90 degrees, we flip them and negate.
Yes, negate the first.
Negate the first.
Now notice this was negative. And when I push it back to this spot, it's still negative. I just take x, whatever it is, and put it in this spot.
So what? So it's always negating x?
Always negating the first spot.
But the 7's the first, and if we negate that, it would be positive.
So the rule says to take your y, this is x, this is y, take whatever y is, which is 3, make it negative, and move it to the first location. And then it says, take whatever your x is and put it here. So I'm going to take -7 and put it here. Lily. Give me a point. 1, -6. If I'm going to do a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation, this is x, this is y. I'm going to take my y and move it to the front and make it the opposite of what it is. So -6 becomes +6. And then I'm going to take my x, whatever it is, and put it here. And that one has to be that. I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's more like this. If you have 6 and you take the opposite of it, you get that. If you have -6 and you take the opposite of it, a -6 is a positive. It's more like that. Okay? All right. Now, what about a 270? Okay, same point, but this time 270. I'm going to use this rule. So I have the point -7, 3. This is my x, this is my y. My rule says take y and just move it to the front. So I'm going to take 3 and just move it to the front. And then it says take the negative of whatever x is. Well, negative of -7 is +7. This is the new point. It's weird. Not gonna lie.
I think we should have to do the homework.
Kira.
I just wrote out the 90, 180, and 270. Does that make sense to you? Just
Right here, you mean?
Yeah, can I do that for 270? Because I just wrote all the points and I just circle the 270.
Oh, you mean you did all of these for this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally fine. Just make sure you put the answer to 270 there.
Yeah, I circled.
Yeah, I like that. She said, all right, here's the rules. I'm just going to take the point -7, 3, and I'm going to do each of these. I'm going to flip and negate the first, and then I'm going to flip and negate the first, and then I'm going to flip and negate the first. And she goes, oh, good. Here's my answer to this one right here. And here's my answer to this one right here. She just did them all for 1 point. There's only 3 of them, so that's good. Yeah.
So I did what you did. I just thought about it.
I bet you did think about it. Maybe your thoughts will help some of this class.
So I was thinking of it as 270 degrees counterclockwise, a 90-degree clockwise, and a clockwise rule that I thought of was flip the x and the y, but then make the second number, whether that be the x or the y, depending on the scenario, negate that.
And that totally works because what happens here, Jack, is that these are counterclockwise over here. Clockwise goes backwards. So this is 90 clockwise, 180 clockwise, 270 clockwise. So he said, I thought about this as being that, and that as being that, right? If you feel like your mind's blown, go. Oh, you're all with me.
I want to go home.
That's fantastic. All right, let's try it. Give the coordinates of 6, -13 after rotating clockwise. I rewrite the rules every time because it makes sense to me. So I would do this. 90, 180, 270. Start with XY. Flip oops, flip, negate the first.
Isn't there a new rule because we're going clockwise?
I'm going to get to that. Flip, negate the first. Flip, negate the first. But Mrs. Alani, these are all the counterclockwise ones. Yes, but if you start here, these are clockwise.
Miss Alani.
Yes.
So we go X, Y, flip, negate the first. Is the first of, I'm just gonna check. Is the first here when we is the first before or after the flip?
First, what? Oh, after the flip.
Oh.
Is this gonna be on finals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is yeah. So if I want 180-degree clockwise rotation, that's here. Okay, so I'm going to take the point 6, -13. I'm just going to take the opposite of whatever x is, so that's -6. And I'm going to take the opposite of whatever y is, that's 13.
That's just flipping it.
I just used the rule.
Oh, so it's.
And then 90 degrees clockwise. This side's the clockwise. So this is the rule for that one. So I'm going to take 6, -13. I'm going to take the y and keep it the same. Just move it to the front. And I'm going to take the x and take the opposite of it. So this is my answer to B.
How do we flip that one but not do that one?
These are different rules. This rule is -x, -y. So the x stays in the same spot.
Oh, okay.
This rule is y, -x. Okay? Does your head hurt? Let me think. Did I screw it up? No, because you take whatever y is. You don't do anything to it. You just take whatever y is and put it in the front spot. So it was negative, so we don't change it. Yeah.
What job
Stop
would this help
talking.
me in? Would this help me in a job?
I'm sure it would. I don't have a good answer to that, though. Coordinate geometry must belong somewhere in the world.
Math teacher.
Easton, I'm up here. All right. Write the rule that rotates the original triangle to its image. So you've got to kind of picture this triangle. Did it get slid down? No. Did it get flipped down? No. So it got turned. All right. Did it turn clockwise or did it turn counterclockwise? So this was a turn counterclockwise. How much? 90 degrees.
How do we know it didn't turn clockwise 2 seconds?
They are the same. Ready? Here's a counterclockwise turn 90. It's the same as a 270 degrees.
So we should always write the counterclockwise version now?
I would write the one that's easier, and to me, 1 turn is easier than 3
So
turns.
write the lesser number.
I would. That's what I would do. Nick,
Which one's the pre-image, the dash line or
I believe the solid line is the pre-image. It should be more clear. I think O is original and I is image.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, now let's write the arrow notation. XY goes to, if you're going to turn counterclockwise 90, you flip and negate the first. So this is -y x.
This unit sucks. Whoa.
Whoa.
You've been so respectful of me today. First with the burping and then with the sucking.
What sucks?
You just said this sucks.
Oh yeah.
You want to know what sucks? Cancer sucks.
True that.
This is just math.
Cheers is horrible.
Anteaters also suck.
Cheaters?
Anteaters?
Anteaters
What?
You like the
suck ants up
So
there.
does Rhonda Boy. No one likes
This and Victor. Let's just say that.
Wait,
Go CA Girls Lacrosse as you beat Victor in the second.
All right, here we go.
my cousin goes to Victor. You don't like her?
I don't like Victor.
Wow.
All right, so given the point -3, -5, state the coordinates of the image after a rotation of 90 degrees. You do it, and I'll do it, and we'll see if we match.
Oh my, Miss
I'm done.
What?
Austin just got a crazy fact.
What?
Rhonda Boy knocked out.
baseball, basketball, and lacrosse?
Not girls across.
Hey, Girls Lacrosse.
Wait,
I don't know. Every homework, I'm either going into.
Are you working on number 4? Because I am.
I wish I could.
If you're not, Aiden, you're not even trying. You're just whining.
Only like $7 It's not that out.
Miss Ovania, are you going?
We're all red.
Heck yeah.
I'll see you there, Miss O.
Shh, I'm thinking. If you agree with me on number 4, stand up.
I'm not there yet.
Oh wow, you're just following people. You don't have anything written on your paper.
I'm just agreeing with.
It's okay, AJ. I already took the test. Sit down. Next one.
I'm just agreeing with you. 'Cause I don't know.
Sit down. Next one. You ready? Did you do it?
This whole man says describe.
Yeah.
It says describe.
Using arrow notation.
I don't like arrow.
Every once in a while, I'm right. It's not often, but every once in a while. Arrow notation is basically taking this and just writing X, Y becomes that. That's all it's saying. The arrow's kind of like it becomes, it turns into. Not trying. Not trying.
We're just seeing how we can.
You're not trying. You're supposed to write the arrow notation. If you don't know what arrow notation is, you better be staying after school because we've been doing it for, what lesson is this, 4? Been doing it for 4 lessons. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's not correct. That's not correct. Ooh, that's correct. Correct? No. No.
Is it -YX?
What did this shape do? Sit down. Did this shape slide? Did this shape flip?
No.
So this shape turned. How many degrees did it turn, Brady? 180. So you gotta go to your rule. I write this every time. 180 degree turn either way is -X, -Y. Now, be neat when you're writing this stuff because sometimes your X's, if you go like this, looks like a Y to me, and your Y's sometimes look like an X. So make it clear, okay? All right, I want everybody to flip the page and do number 1. There's 2 parts to number 1. Without talking, I want you to raise your hand if you're going to the girls' varsity lacrosse game tonight.
Miss Mulvaney, it's a red out.
It is.
Is it really?
I would hope
You're
so.
supposed to tell everyone.
It's a red out. All right, that's good because I don't look good in white. Oh, I got to open the page. Shh. This is 4, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I guess we don't.
Oh, I got to stop sharing.